Welcome everybody to our Monday night team call. I am so excited. I'm Kelsey and I'll be doing a little leading tonight, but of course, as usual, if anyone else has anything to add as we go along, feel free to jump in. I am so excited to be talking to you guys today about really how to dive into reaching goals that we set for ourselves. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be related to your coaching business. This could be related to your finances. This could be related to another career that you have. This can be related to your own personal health and fitness journey. Whatever it is, we're going to talk about some general ways to reach those goals, but then also apply it to our coaching business in particular. So we're going to dive right in here and talk about the first thing that you need to do before you can reach your goals is you need to create goals that are attainable. So creating goals is step one. You can set yearly goals, like a lot of people do resolutions, and that's great. But it's really only going to be effective if you break it down into manageable pieces. So for example, a lot of people will set a New Year's resolution that they want to lose 40 pounds. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But if you set that goal but don't break it down into attainable steps, it's going to be really difficult. So the first part is creating those goals and then breaking it down into monthly or weekly and daily tasks. So specifically relating this to coaching, when we look at goals like, Success Club or growing our team or adding some challengers into a challenge group, those can be monthly goals. But if we don't break it down into what we need to do weekly and daily, it'll be a little more overwhelming as the month goes on. So the second thing that leads right into that after we create our goals that we have for ourselves is thinking about the actual action steps to achieving that goal. There's no way that you're just gonna write your goal on a piece of paper or put it on your dream board and then you just wake up on a Tuesday and it just magically happened and you didn't have to do anything. That's probably not the way it's gonna work. So you have to have action steps in order to achieve whatever it is that you have created. So, for example, if you set a goal for yourself to make $500 a month in your coaching business, awesome goal, totally attainable. You're now going to have to break that into action steps. What do you need to do in order to reach that goal? Okay, well, maybe you're going to have to add 5 new challengers to your challenge group and you want to add 4 new coaches to your network. Okay, well, what are you going to have to do in order to do that? You're going to have to start 10 new conversations every day with people. And 5 of those are going to have to be related to health and fitness. And you're going to have to send at least 10 invites to your challenge group and every week and 5 invites to coaching every week. And in order to do that, you're going to have to follow 50 new people on your social media platforms. So you're going to have to break it down into action steps so that you know what to do. Because how many times do we set a goal and then halfway through the week or the month, we're like, I wonder what I should be doing in order to reach my goal. And that's so many people that struggle with their fitness, right? They're like, well, I want to gain some muscle in my arms or I want to trim my waist. And then they just go to the gym and walk on the Stairmaster for 40 minutes. And then halfway through the month, they're like, I wonder why my arms aren't getting toned. I'm going to the gym and walking on the Stairmaster. Like, how am I not getting fit? They don't have the correct action steps, right? So regardless of your goal, once you create it, we have to think of action steps in order to get there. Number 3, this is difficult a lot of the time. So I put it in the middle here. Don't give up on your goals. Very important because we can all relate in some scenario in life where you set a goal and you had setbacks or obstacles or disappointment or haters or something along the way that made you think, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, or this goal was too big, or I'm a loser, or whatever it is, right? You're not going to have an easy path or an easy go of it every single day or week or month. Some days, weeks, months will be awesome. And that's great. And it's really easy to work your action steps and to work towards your goals on those days. But on the days where you just sent like 10 awesome messages to people, you are feeling it, you're like, these people are going to be all about this, I'm so excited for them, and every single person says, no, you're a phony, get out of here, this is stupid, I don't want this, get away from me, unfollow, delete, block. Like, you're going to have those days. But you have to remember that you can't quit on your goal. So my tip for that is coming back to why you're doing what you're doing. If you can write that down, doesn't have to be every day, but write it down somewhere where you can see it every day, why you're on this journey, why you want to help people get healthy and fit, why you want to create a healthier lifestyle, why you've decided to start coaching. When you can write those things down, on the days where you have that objection and those setbacks, come back to your why and remind yourself why you're doing this, because chances are that reason is going to be more important than that person that told you no. It's going to be more important than that minor setback. It's going to be more important than I woke up and I was a little bit sore, so I don't want to work out. Or I really want to have an extra scoop of ice cream, but I know that I shouldn't. Your why is going to be bigger than those tiny little things that set you back. But in the moment, those tiny things can look really big and like we can't see past it. So if you want to work on reaching your goals, you cannot give up. I think Jen has a tank top. I love every time she wears it. That says, I'm going to mess it up. Does it say give up on giving up? Is that what it says, Jen? You know what I'm talking about? It's gray.
The gray one from Target.
Yeah.
Really, it's something like that.
I love that tank top because it's so true. Like, it's just a cop out, right? When you quit on your goals, you're like, I didn't want that anyway. That's a cop out. Stop giving up on your goals. Last real big piece of advice, and then I'm going to open it up for discussion or contribution to this, what I should have probably included on this list. But number 4, and it really applies specifically to coaching, but really in any area of life, use your resources. When you're reaching a goal, you don't have to know everything. You have tons of resources out there. For example, like in the coaching scenario, you have this team, you have this group of people sitting right here to reach out to. You can plug into our team page. You can pop into our Insta coach thread that we have going. You can look for information on the Beachbody Champions page. You can look in your online office. For goodness sakes, it's the 21st century. We have Google and YouTube, right? It frustrates me so much when I see people complain about their health and fitness. I'm like, do you have no idea how many free resources there are out there for you? Like, it's literally free. Type it into Google. But regardless of your goal, whether it has to do with health and fitness or finances or faith or relationships or whatever it is, you got to make sure that you use your resources. You don't have to only rely on yourself. Particularly in this instance, talking about our team, we have so many gifts and talents spread out among people on this team that we have the ability to share everything that we're doing. I was talking to Heather the other day and just about, she's been doing great with, adding some new coaches to her network. And she said, what was really helpful is you just showed me what you send to your coaches. And that kind of helped give me an idea of what I want to do. That was an easy resource. Like, she didn't have to reinvent the wheel, right? She just asked. Like, that's so easy. That's so great. And that's the amazing part of being a team, is that you don't have to let your excuse be, well, I don't know how. Because you have an entire resource of, or you have an entire, endless stream of resources between us and our online office and, the network of Beachbody in general. But don't be afraid to lean into that and ask for help when you need it. So, quick recap. When you're talking about reaching goals, whether it be for the month, the week, the year, the day, whatever it is, you have to create goals, follow it up with action steps, work on not giving up when there's some sort of obstacle or setback, and use your resources that you have to achieve your goals. Does anyone have anything that they would like to add? Because I'm done with that part.
I was just going to add in talking about setting the goals to begin with. Like you had said, Kels, I just wanted to reiterate this. It can get overwhelming to say, okay, I want to make $500 a month or $1,000 a month and $12,000 at the end of the year with this business. But like Kelsey was saying, it's so helpful to just work your way backwards and break it down to like day by day. If you say you want to make $500 by the end of the month, and then, March 27th comes around and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't do anything this month and now I really want to hit that $500 goal. How am I going to do it? What you really had to do in the beginning was break it down day by day and, instill that into your daily routine from the get-go. So I'm a huge procrastinator. And before I started breaking things down to day by day, I was doing that exact same thing. Like I'd get to the end of the month and be like, well, shoot, I didn't hit my goal again because whatever excuse I had in my brain to make up. And then when I started breaking things down day by day and seeing like what I had to do on a daily basis in order to reach those goals was when I really started to see results coming in to hit those goals. So definitely recommend working backwards.
Perfect point. And I think too about, even when you are, in college or in school of some sort, right? You go into school thinking like, okay, this is going to be like, I'm going to have my degree, but you don't take all of your classes in 2 months. You spread it out and follow a plan over 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 8 years to achieve that end goal. So keep in mind too, when you guys set goals, understand that it may be a longer process, but you're taking those baby steps along the way, which is why it's so important not to give up when it might be a little bit steeper hill to climb at some points. But great point, Julie. Anybody else have any insight, anything to add on reaching or achieving or setting any type of specific goals?
I don't know. I guess what I do is like, so I have a monthly goal and then I break it down by week. And then I say, okay, well, this week I'm going to talk about my nutrition challenge group 3 times. And then I kind of say, okay, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. And then I do, other stuff. But I try not to. I'm going to get really red because I hate being the center of attention. So don't judge my face, please. Why I can never be an actor is because of this. So anyway. And then every day I kind of just do a little list. Like, all right, this day, just cover these things minimum. And then if I do extra on top of it, then it's extra, but at least I'm not overwhelming myself. And I found that it's worked so far for me that by the end of the month, I'm not really stressing. I'm actually like more excited because I did more than I thought I would by breaking it up. So that works really well for me. So, and I'm sweating too on top of it. So.
Heather, I only laugh because I 1,000% have been there. I remember leading my first team call and literally thinking I need to just be like naked because I'm going to be so hot Julie knows, like, I sweat like nobody's business on top of like being nervous. But does anybody else work from like a checklist or make like a daily to do? I definitely do. I think it helps. I know that Jen and I have talked about this before. Like sometimes you just put stuff on the list so you can just cross it off. Because if you're a visual person, I think that definitely helps too. But I'm with you, Heather, that setting those goals and then making sure that I achieve them motivates me to then push, like how much further can I push past this goal, that kind of idea of beating your best every time you set a goal. Like, okay, I know I can do, this much. I wonder if I could go a little bit further, or I know I can stay accountable on my nutrition during the week. I wonder if I could do it for one day extra on the weekend, or, whatever it is. So that's a great point, is working from a list is always helpful too. Anybody else? Don't be shy if you have something to add. If not, no worries. All right. Well, that's a good place to end. We are just over halfway through the month of March, 31 days in March. So that's a whole bunch of extra days from February. So even if you're not where you want to be or you thought you'd be with, your coaching this month or inviting to challenge groups, it's never too late to take those steps to start doing that. I know in our Instagram thread for March, we were kind of talking about ideas for April and what we want to do, already leading up to starting to invite to an April group. As some or most of you guys know, we have a ongoing challenge group on the My Challenge Tracker app that you guys are more than welcome to invite people to. I just always like to start brainstorming kind of like a theme for the month, even though all of our challengers will stay in that group. So I think that we landed on Shake Up Spring or something to that effect, and really kind of focusing on not only maybe do you want to shake up the routine that you have with your fitness, but also talking about Shakeology, getting our challengers either re-engaged with their Shakeology or starting for the first time. Never a bad idea just to say, hey, like if you've got a fitness thing going on, like, cool, we're doing this 30-day challenge, money back guarantee. You can always throw that in there with their Shakeology or Performance Line. Either way, great way to get people to kind of introduced to what our challenge group is like. They can stay plugged in even if they're doing their own fitness thing. But you guys can always be inviting to that challenge group. Don't feel like you have nothing to invite to. You can always say, hey, my team has this ongoing challenge group. Love to send you info on it. If you're not sure what to send somebody, you can ask me or Julie or Heather, whoever, and say, hey, what do you send people when they say they want info on this? More than happy to send you guys what we send out as well. But again, if you aren't where you thought you'd be, or you're not, to where you might want to be by the end of the month, no shame in starting now. It's never too late to hit your goals before the end of the month. I know personally, Julie just got back from vacation. I'm about to leave on Sunday. So everybody that I've been following up with this week, I've been saying, this is the last week because I'm not working. Next week I'm going to be on a boat in the middle of the ocean. So I won't have any internet because I'm not getting an internet package. I'm not planning on working. So I've been reaching out just saying like, hey, I know that April is like 2.5 weeks away, but I'm not going to be here next week. So I'm just putting a little urgency on some of the people that I'm talking to. No need for you to feel like you have to do that, but I know that's where I'm at. So I'm pushing hard this week. So if you guys need anything, definitely let me know. But on that topic, since I will not be here next week, does anyone want to lead team call next Monday? Jules, perfect. All right.
I will do it.
Sweet. And Julie, will you just text me, or can you put into our team page next week, if you remember, your Zoom link, since we obviously won't sign?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Well, Katie, I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so pumped that you're part of this team. Heather, if your new coaches get on next week, I'm sorry that I won't meet them, but
Okay, you'll meet
them to jump on. All right, you guys. Oh, we're gonna take a quick photo. If you want
And
to
then tell us
again,
after the photo, you can just stop recording, and then there's one more thing I want to say.
Yep. Okay. Hold on. Okay. All right.